Hey guys, welcome to Hemp is Hope, Not Dope Show. We definitely appreciate you joining in on this amazing Wednesday. Guys, as usual, y'all know we're going to bring y'all the tea. We're going to give y'all nothing but the truth, what's going on, okay? So, we supposed to have a special guest. Brandy, I don't know where she at. Brandy. Hopefully her head
Brandy.
is Hopefully her head is gonna pop backstage soon. And so we see April head popping up. April, hey April.
What's up, April?
I
So
made it on time.
right on time, swinging in.
Unless my kids start screaming, then I'll be back.
And then be like, swoop. Okay. So hopefully Brandy will be tuning in soon.
Yeah.
And so the first question I was gonna ask Brandy, I'm gonna ask it to myself first, okay? And so, what is the reason why I started Hemp is Hope and Not Dope podcast? This series. Why am I so loud? Why am I screaming that hemp is hope and not dope? Guys, let me explain to you why. I have an autoimmune disorder, which is a pain disorder. I have seizures. And guys, medications, you know how y'all see the commercials with the medications, and it's like this long thing that goes, and by the way, it might do, and it's like this long line of things that it affects.
Might
You
cause
make it
bleeding
light, but
ulcers,
then you have no
skin
headaches.
disease,
Right? So
even death.
You might not have a liver after
Suicidal
5
thoughts,
years from
but you
now.
won't be sad.
Right. But guess what? Wait a minute, guys. I see Brandy head. There go Brandy.
What's up, Brandy?
There she go.
Hey guys, sorry, it wouldn't let me in on my iPad and my phone was dead. We're having all kinds of technical difficulties over here.
No worries. And so we was telling the audience why I started Hemp is Hope. And so I started Hemp is Hope because I know that there's such a bad stigmatism behind hemp and CBD. And so I just want to yell and scream to the world. Ah! And so, Brandy, why did you start using CBDs and hemp and stuff like that?
So I actually started using CBD, years ago, like back in like 2016, 2017, before like the Farm Bill was even happening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was quite some time ago. And I just, what'd you say?
I say she's old school.
I'm old school. Yeah. Like, this was back when like you couldn't get vendors to like, bring hemp.
When it was a cuss word.
It was. So, I have a business page on Facebook, and I still to this day cannot advertise I can't run any ads because I was running ads for CBD and they said that I was selling drugs.
Wow.
And so now like, 6 years later, my advertising rights are still gone, which is crazy. But I've always known the power of the hemp plant. I used it when I was younger in the other form. So I always knew how powerful it was. But
It's
then
a modern day hippie.
Yeah, right. Girl, I had dreadlocks when I lived in Hawaii. Like I was
Oh yeah, modern day.
Very knowledgeable about that plant. Okay.
I love this about you.
But it just, CBD started. I started hearing about CBD, and we actually had our own CBD line. This was before, Josh and Jenna actually launched HempWorks. Jenna, I should give Jenna all the credit. Jenna launched it.
Right. I heard the story. Right.
Yeah, Josh said no at first, and she doubled down and did it on her own. And she's like, "You're gonna tell me no?" I'm like, "No."
Do you care if I want a drink of James for my birthday?
So I actually had learned about it. We had launched our own CBD line. I was just learning about a lot of natural things, about a lot of holistic things. I had gone down this rabbit hole with Anya with an injury she had at a well baby visit. And so I just started learning the power of it. And, it can help with so many different things. And so I fell in love.
Wow. Thank you so much. So I didn't even know that she went back. That
For a
oh, guys,
6 hours?
that is the reason why I wanted people to hear, because what you don't know is what you don't know. Like they tell you, ignorance is bliss. Knowledge, lack of knowledge will kill you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
Totally.
And so I never knew about CBD. I only knew about marijuana. I can fly, right?
We got a
And
refresh.
so with
Yeah,
that
what the
being
hell is that was
said,
weird?
so did we all just like shift?
We did.
I don't
We got a
know what
refresh.
That was strange.
I don't know what just happened, but so we just like all just did like a shift. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not. We were trying to keep it straight. We want people to use CBD, so we're not gonna do it. Okay. So yes, that's y'all. Did y'all hear what she just said? So even when nobody else was doing it, Brandy was doing the research, finding out. I love it. I think April had a question for you.
Me?
Mhm.
I mean, I have a lot of questions for Brandy. She is very, very knowledgeable on a lot of topics. So it's very beneficial to have her on today. But I even went to her with like a lot of my questions in the beginning when I first started taking it. And then I just like went crazy. So, what are the different types of CBDs? If people want to start using them, how many different kinds? What's in them? Like, how do they pick the right one for them?
So that is a great question because, back when we started with CBD, there was only a few companies. And then like a year later, it was in like gas stations. Like it literally was like everywhere. And so then I'll never forget, I was working a vendor table at some event. This was back in Ohio before we moved. And I had my table set up with essential oils and CBD. And this guy comes over. He was a vendor selling something else. And he comes over and he's like, "Oh, you have CBD?" He's like, "Oh, I just got some CBD in the mail. I got it for free." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And he had it with him and he brought it over to show it to me. And it was like a gas station brand. He had found some ad online and it had like 10 different ingredients. And I was like, "Oh, that's complete junk." Like, no wonder you got that for free. So, it is where you get it from is super important. And then, there's all different kinds of extraction processes. The big things that I tell people to look for is one, you want something with minimal ingredients. So if it has more than like 3 or 4 ingredients, you don't want it. There's not much that needs to be in there, maybe a little bit of flavoring. It's always in a carrier oil. So the carrier oil that it's in is important. Hemp oil is one of the best. So MCT oil is a great one. Hemp oil is one of the best because then it uses, more parts of the plant. But hemp oil is one of the best. Minimal ingredients. It shouldn't have a bunch of added ingredients. There's no reason for those to be in there. The flavoring, you want to make sure the flavor is coming from like natural sources. And then the big thing to know is 2 different terms: broad spectrum and full spectrum. So broad spectrum means there's absolutely no THC. So if you're somebody who is super sensitive to THC, or maybe you get drug tested at work, if you're worried about that in any capacity, you want broad spectrum. So then full spectrum, it has trace amounts of THC. The legal limit is actually 0.03%. So it's tiny trace amounts. It's not enough to get you high, or like, if you take too much, it's like any supplement, it can make you feel a little off. It's not going to make you high. But it's not supposed to be enough to fail a drug test. So you should be totally fine with it. But some people are just extra cautious. And so if that's you, then you would want broad spectrum. So broad and full spectrum are the 2 terms you really should know.
And those are the ones that are always misconstrued, and everyone always confuses them when it comes to trying to pick out what's right for them. So that's why.
Yep. So yeah, and a lot of people, if you don't know, you're like, I don't understand what these mean. And there's different milligrams. I've seen them as low as 250, but the ones you typically see are like 500 milligrams, 750, and 1500. Those are like kind of the across the board normal ones. I typically push people to get the 1500 because you get more bang for your buck because you use a little bit less, right? So your bottle will last you longer. If you're using it for like pain or anxiety or something like that. So the milligrams is what's in the entire bottle. And I should have grabbed my bottle. I just got a new one. But the milligrams, so if it says 1500 milligrams, that's the entire bottle, right? So your serving is not going to be 1500 milligrams, but that's an entire bottle. So 500 milligrams is great for like kids or pets. The 750, but the 1500, you can get a bottle of that and the whole family can use it to get started to figure out your dosage. And that's something else that's really important with CBD is everyone's dose is different. So like Rachel's going to use a different amount than Will, and Will's going to use a different amount than April. And it just depends on our bodies. And so you start slow and low and then work your way up.
Yes. Okay. That's what I did. I started very low and I haven't even worked up yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
I started with 500, still on 500.
Yeah.
I'm on the 1500. I'm on the 1500. I went straight. I'm like, bump that. I have a pain disorder. I went straight for the 15.
My husband did too.
So he did the 15.
Yeah.
So guys, I had a toothache yesterday, day before yesterday. Okay. Is that the dog?
That's my husband.
Oh, hey, husband.
Hi.
So
He's always
I was just doing my CBD, so.
Oh, were you?
So he like, look. He's like, I'm taking my CBD in the background.
He's like, I'm taking CBD as we speak.
So what flavor do he have?
What flavor do you have?
It is the strawberry guava.
Strawberry guava.
Oh my gosh, I got my strawberry in yesterday.
We love the strawberry guava. It's like a
I like that lemon lime.
What?
So it's only
not liking that.
It's only $7.50, guys. So I got the $7.50 in yesterday, and I had a toothache. And so I took it yesterday, and 15-20 minutes, my toothache was gone.
Really?
With the $7.50.
It always amazes me.
I was really surprised because my 1500 girl, but it only came in the $7.50, and I wanted to try the flavor. And so, FYI, Brandy, what is about to ask you the next question? I hope you're not froze.
No, I'm not froze.
She's unfroze.
I'm just listening.
You're just quiet.
I'm just quiet.
We're not used to Brandy quiet.
Okay, Will, you had a question, and I know April, you have one or two more questions. You can ask them after.
Oh,
we really have good timing right now.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, Brandy, glad to have you on. Hemp is Hope, Not Dope. Thanks for joining in tonight. And for those who are watching for the first time, I won't go into my story, but I do have a personal experience with CBD oils, and I even started to try out some of the gummies. But you can go back and watch some of the previous broadcasts to get the full spectrum of how I got involved. So, Brandy, though, I want to just ask you a quick question. How has hemp and or CBD products, hemp-based products, help you out personally?
So I mean, okay, disclaimer, not making any medical claims here, but I have a whole ton of different health issues. I have autoimmune issues. I have Epstein-Barr. I actually have used hemp CBD for a lot of like pain type issues. I have endometriosis, and so I was actually taking Percocets for like literally half my life, which are awful for you. And so CBD initially got me off of Percocets, which was amazing for my pain that time of month. But I use it with our pets, our kids. I use it to sleep. I take the CBD with their curcumin. Now because I have toxic mold illness, and so I have a ton of inflammation, and so I take that every day for my inflammation. A great story. I have a friend back home who she came to me when we had our own CBD company, and her little girl, who's like, I don't know, 5 now, she was having a tongue and lip tie revision. Mm-hmm. So, a tongue tie is when you have that, your tongue is like attached to the bottom, and then a lip tie is when it's done, it's up top. And so
Mhm.
that causes babies to have trouble with breastfeeding, and it messes up their latch and all these things. And so she was having the tongue and lip tie revision, and the doctor was recommending Tylenol. And if you know anything about in the natural world, Tylenol is awful. It lowers your glutathione levels. It's just, Tylenol is really bad for you.
Yeah, Motrin's a mess if you're gonna do anything.
Yeah, if you need something, use Motrin. But the baby was only 8 weeks old.
Oh
And you can't
yeah.
use Motrin until a baby's like 6 months old, right? And
Yeah.
so, like, what do I do? And so I convinced her to use CBD, because she's like, I'm absolutely not giving my baby Tylenol. So she came over, she got some CBD, and that baby made it through the whole procedure and the healing with CBD, and she never had to use any kind of pain reliever.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, Jacqueline, I don't know if you have any questions for us, but you can drop your questions below. Brandy had her own dispensary before. I don't know if I said that right. But
But I had my own brand.
she had her own brand.
I'm like,
so,
you had a dispensary.
right?
I wish.
Claimed it. And so
I wish that.
Right.
right? And so, Miss Jacqueline, if you have any questions on CBD usage, hemp usage, amounts, what it can be used for, the dosage, any type of questions, I mean, Brandy is like the right person. Just drop it below, and we'll definitely make sure we fit that in and ask it. Okay. I don't see her watching, so I can't tell if she's still on or not. But I know she had some really good questions last week. So we're here for you. So let us know if you have any more questions, and we're definitely going to answer them. You said you wanted to ask her something else, April?
Okay, so when it comes to like the not chemical compound, but like the makeup of CBD, are you familiar with like CBG, CB, like all the CBs in the CBD oil as well?
So yes, not as much as CBD, but so basically they're all cannabinoids.
Yes.
Okay. And so our body has an endocannabinoid system. So the actual hemp plant and the cannabinoids in the plant were made to work with receptors in our body, which is amazing.
Yes.
Breast milk actually contains cannabinoids. So it's something so natural. That's why it's so amazing. So the different cannabinoids help with different things and have different properties. I don't know enough about the others to say like, hey, this one does this or this one does that. It's just not a I've ever down. I know that HempWorks does have different products with the different cannabinoids, specifically the roll-ons. And so I use one, I don't remember, I'd have to look. I keep it in my nightstand. I don't know if it's CBN or CBG, but it's like a calm one. And so that one, whichever one's in it, I think it's the CBG. It's supposed to help with sleep. And so Anya and I use that every single night topically, and it helps us sleep.
Yeah. So the CBG and the CBN, I don't know. I'm not clear on them yet either, but they work with certain properties of the receptors. Like they go to certain areas and do certain things, but I haven't dived into it. So I'm like, maybe Brandy will know.
Yeah, it's not something I've gone. I actually hadn't fully even like looked into those until HempWorks.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have anything but just straight CBD. And so yeah, I can't fully answer that, but I will look that up. And if we do this again, I will make sure I have that complete answer for you. But definitely, if you check out the roll-ons, it lists in the info what each one does with the different CBN, CBG.
I did not know that. Good to know.
Yeah, it tells what they're good for.
I love that.
When I tell you there's so much to learn, it's so much to learn. So as I was educating some older folks, right, about CBD and their arthritis and stuff, this man was like, let me tell you about these oils, these essential oils. And he gave me some real tea. And so I think, Brandy, you were talking about the essential oils, right?
Yeah, I've used essential oils for a long time.
And they're just as great as CBD.
They
right?
are.
Am I right?
Yeah, they are. And so, here's the thing with essential oils. Essential oils are medicinal, just like CBD. I don't agree with ingesting them. I know a lot of that's a big issue I have with a lot of direct sales companies, because they are a powerful medicine and they have aromatherapists that are certified in the use of essential oils for a reason. And so with all these direct sales companies, I feel like, and obviously MDC does not recommend ingestion at all, which is great. But you have all these reps that, they've been in the business for a month and they're new to essential oils, and they're telling people to ingest them for different things. And I don't agree with that. However, I think there is a time and a place for that. And I feel like if you're with a qualified practitioner, whether it's a naturopath or an aromatherapist that can guide you on what they're good for, then by all means. But, essential oils, I mean, if you're nauseous, you can use peppermint or ginger, and it's literally just smelling it, diffusing it, using it topically. Yeah. Rosemary is great for hair loss. Frankincense is great for sunspots and skin cancer. So I've had skin cancer multiple times and had surgeries multiple times, and I have a few spots on my face that are questionable. And so every single morning I put frankincense on my skin.
Wow.
And so, they have studies showing that frankincense has killed cancer cells.
I did not know that.
I'm learning so much.
So, they're really powerful. And so, the other side of that is when you go down the, artificial fragrance rabbit hole, there's medicinal sides to essential oils, so they can do different things. There's great eucalyptus, there's great ones for respiratory issues, and if you need to breathe, you need to be, like I said, working with someone knowledgeable or do your research, because certain essential oils shouldn't be used on children of a certain, like under a certain age. Certain essential oils aren't great for cats, certain ones aren't great for dogs. Yeah. So it is a very powerful medicine. So you definitely need to do your research. And there's a ton of stuff on the internet. But if you go down the artificial fragrance route, if you're lighting candles or you have plugins in your house or any of those things, those can have up to like 5,000 different chemicals hidden in them. And they don't have to disclose all that under the term fragrance. And so 95 of those are petroleum based, like asphalt, tar, jet fuel, etc. Yeah. It's insane. And there's literally it's causing cancer, hormonal issues, like respiratory issues, asthma. Like there's such a danger to those, and people don't realize it. And so, and your the products you're spraying on yourself, the perfumes you're putting on. And so essential oils are a great alternative. You can diffuse them and make your house smell good.
Right.
You can wear them topically and make yourself smell good. Mm-hmm. I know we've got some perfumes that are essential oil based, that have nothing bad in them. So it's really just educating yourself on the things you're using.
For sure.
So
that was a lot.
That's a
we
lot
did
of
a live about that one time too.
Go ahead. I don't want to. Sorry, Brandy.
Oh no, I didn't hear. I didn't hear what April said or what.
I said me and Brandy did a live about artificial scents and stuff one time as well.
We did, totally.
Because then when you have the artificial scents and they inflame your body, then you could take the CBD and feel better.
There you go. They all work together.
Look at Will, like, you know what?
It sounds like a synergistic blend.
I love it.
This is a lot of information. And that's the reason why I wanted to have the show, because there's so much information that's out there. And we don't even know. Like, I know, for example, of a mother who has my son, and this is it's not off the subject, it's on the subject. So I brought my little child at like 20-something months to the ER. And he passed out in the ER because he was having an asthma attack. But inside my home, I have candles. Not knowing as a mother that having candles inside your home is not good for asthmatic kids. Like, how many parents know that you should not be having these candles in your home? You know what I mean? It's
we gotta know about knowledge. Gotta know
What
better
we
to do
don't
better.
know can actually kill us.
Right.
You know, spraying harmful chemicals in our house when you have chest issues, when you have asthma issues. Really, technically, nobody should be spraying them, but I'm just saying, you know,
No,
nobody
that's
should.
right. And you don't know what you don't know. And this will make you guys laugh, but I was thinking back to when my kids were little, and they're 15 and 17 now. And I sprayed everything in Febreze, like their bedding, their clothes. I sprayed everything down with Febreze. And I'm like, oh my God, Febreze is one of the most toxic things you can use. Like, it's so bad.
Oh no!
But I didn't know. I didn't know any better.
I know I used to do that too. Like I didn't really get into this world until I had kids and not really until like year 2. Like I was still doing better after having kids, but not all the way. So I was that that Glade plugins. I was the candle mom. Scentsy everything. Febreze definitely, especially if I was having people over, like I'd Febreze everything.
Whole house.
Yes. And I
We can't
didn't
everybody.
stop that until like just a couple of years ago. I mean, I got better and better and better and less and less and less. But then I was like, whoa, wait.
It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this was
Y'all
good.
gonna
Now
make
I
me
spray essential oil.
buy another diffuser.
Y'all gonna make me buy another diffuser.
One downstairs.
Now I just like spray essential oils on everything. Like it's like going out of style.
Same. I have them everywhere. They're just all over my house, everywhere.
Right. Just I'll lose one, get another one, find it. Like, oh, now I got 2.
Yeah.
And so, for anybody who's watching, we're going to say it again. If you have any questions after the show, drop the questions. We go back and we look at them. We write them down. We'll come back and answer them next week. You can always inbox us personally. Go, hey, I had a question about something that y'all said. We will never purposely say anything wrong.
Right.
We're not here to be combative with anybody. If we say something and you think that it's wrong, we're not going to be combative with you. We'll research it and make sure that we're right.
Absolutely.
You know, but everything that we're saying to you is either from our personal experience or something that we know. We're not just out here just saying some quack stuff.
Right.
we're trying to educate.
Researched.
We've
been down the rabbit hole.
And we've really researched. Why? Because hemp is hope. We're only here because I know from somebody. Let me tell y'all something. Brandy, every person that's on this platform is here because they actually use CBD or they use hemp or they use essential oils. Why? Because they needed it and they saw a benefit in it. Nobody's on here like, you know what, I think I'm just going to no, we didn't just pick a topic to talk to you about. It's a passion for us.
Right.
And everybody on this platform will tell you, I don't know if there's any medicine out there that you do not take, that it's not telling, hey, if you take this, and then the fine line is, it might cause you.
Those commercials.
Liver problems.
5 minutes.
Kidney disease.
Yeah, I hear Will in the back. Kidney disease.
Right.
It might die 2 years from now,
blindness.
but it's not your headache today.
If you really think about it and just take 10 seconds to like pay attention to a commercial about a drug, you really can process how insane the world is. Now, my challenge, I normally tell people, stay away from watching the news or TV for 90 days, then go back and you will notice how many drug commercials they play. Like me, I don't see that stuff until I go on vacation because I haven't never had TV at home since as an adult. So it is so foreign to me when I go on vacation and I see those drug commercials. I'm like, it blows me away. But most people have adapted to it and it's common. So it's normalized situation for them. And if you go to most people's houses, they got the big cabinet full of drugs, a pill for this, a pill for that, and it's killing people and it's causing all these other issues. So we got to educate.
Hurts another.
We got to educate them.
No, you're so right, and we're the same. We haven't had cable in our house. I don't even think in like 10 years. So when we're in a hotel, we're blown away by the drug commercial. And this will make you guys laugh, but we always joke on the drug commercials. We're like they're listing side effects about like kidney disease or death or anal leakage or what, like weird, random, crazy, and everybody's happy. They're so happy. They're like, yay!
They got butterflies.
My favorite is the
But my head
depression
was
ones.
gone.
It tells you if you're depressed, take this, and then really fast says suicidal thoughts.
I know.
Right,
It's
right.
I thought that's why I started taking this.
Kind of.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody have anything before we go out, but I see somebody loves something. If y'all have any, if you want to, we're about to leave. So if you have anything that you want to ask us before we leave out, go ahead and say it before we leave. Ask us any questions. But Brandy, we would love to have you back on the show whenever you want. Just drop it. If we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If there's anybody who's watching, if you're educated or knowledgeable in anything, not anything, let me start over. If you're knowledgeable in CBD or hemp, let us know. You can gladly come on the show. You see, we have a great environment. We would love to talk to you and know what your experience is. If you're somebody who want to sit and ask us questions, we're even open to have a guest on the show to ask those tough questions, and we will talk to you live. Why? Because this show is going to make a difference. We're going to break the boundaries. We're gonna go into places and stop letting hemp be a cuss word, because it's not a cuss word.
No.
I love it.
Yes.
Who want to take us out?
Well,
Hey, I'll take us out. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Hemp is Hope, Not Dope. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you for watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, put a replay in the comments. Come back next week at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and see the exciting guest that's going to be on the show. We thank you. We appreciate you. And sometimes Rachel will ask me if there's anything I want the world to know about hemp. Just go and research hemp bricks for building homes, because I really want to see someone who has the resources on the East Coast, especially. I'm biased. I'm in Myrtle Beach, to start making hempcrete homes so that I can afford to buy a big, nice home. But hempcrete, somebody research it. I know somebody's got a daddy out there with a construction company that's looking to do something different.
Let's do it.
I love it. Put it in the atmosphere. Yes. I love it. Until next time, guys, we'll see y'all on Wednesday. We still don't have our music yet.
We got to get that music.